Today I will have a history test. I'm I'm good in history. In the past test I get the max grade. Then I confident to this test. I already studied in classes. Then I will study more making this video, and today no, and tomorrow I will do more exercises, read the book, and do my best at this test. The the matter is United States and the society of consumerism in the 1929 crisis and the totalitarianism and the second the Nazism, the totalitarianism, the Second World War II. The content of this test will be more the United States and the consumerism society in the 1929 crisis, and the less totalitarianism and the Second World War II. The part of the second one of the totalitarianism and Second World War II will be only until the 99 page. Then don't have too much content. What have more is the book is the United States Consumerism Society. That is what I studied more, that I'm more ready. Then I'm very confident for this test. I studied, I will study more. I'm good in history. It's don't have too much to be worried. And about the United States and the consumerism, I already made videos about the consumerism, 40 minutes video about consumerism, because I had a school assignment about it. In the 1929 crisis, the United States created a lot of debt and had the American dream that people was spending too much money, was what had the fun, the happy of the people. The people was very greedy. Greedy is the word. The people was very greedy about the future, about the economy. The United States was creating debt, was creating money, creating more, was incentivizing was creating more consuming, more consumerism. Then this made the crisis. I think don't have a specific. Okay, this created the crisis, but what created the crisis was the excessive greed that people was spending too much money, was buying too much stocks, was buying very stocks. The guy that was clean his shoes, and the guy that cleaned the shoes said that he bought many stocks for a company. Then this guy, when he knew that everyone was buying stocks without any knowledge about the companies, without any worry. He sold how his stocks, and he knew that there would be a crisis. This crisis is called the Great Depression, and have the American way of life that you needed to have a car, a house, a life of your dreams with consuming. You have a car, a house, your wife, your kids, you consume, you buy things, you have a good freezer, a good pants. You have the American way of life. This created much consumerism, consuming, that when you consume more than you produce, you will have a crisis. At the crash in the New York exchange, okay, I realized that I'm not so. I studied it many days that I needed to remember, but I'm good enough. This crisis had the problems, created the problems in the entire world, because the United States was the biggest economy in the world, I think. If it wasn't the biggest, was one of the biggest. Then I watched the series of Peaky Blinders, and in the series of Peaky Blinders had this moment of the United States crisis, the Great Depression, that Tommy Shelby lost all his stocks because the guy don't sell the stocks, and had a crisis that made the entire world more poor. This crisis bring a crisis to the entire world, not a crisis, but economic down. Then had the New Deal, that the Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the first president of the United States, that government for three, I don't know how to say it in English, but he government to 1933 to 1945, 3 times. Then he made the New Deal to bring the economic growth and the economic stability back to the United States. He prioritized the recuperation of industries in the agriculture sector, the infrastructure, and the reduce of the gave jobs to people, to return the consumerism, the consume, and they reorganize the financial system of the country. He grew the public spends the public spends and the directs to the companies como base of the economic recuperation. He created a system to finance real estate and refinance the mortgages. He created many subsidies and was a government laws, government policies to give money to people and incentivize the economic growth, giving more job directives, more giving money to the companies. Wasn't a liberal policies, was government law policies giving money to the companies, giving money to people, making directives to grow the economy and recuperate the United States. This made the very people question the liberalism because the liberalism bring the crisis. The liberalism bring crisis, and the United States needed policies that is the opposite of the liberalism to return the United States to the economic growth back. And in 2008 we had other crises about other liberalism crisis, the 2008 crisis, that people had many mortgages and was buying real estate, and people don't have the money to buy real estate. The classifications of the people AA, BB was very wrong, and the people was making many mortgages without money, and this made a crisis. And this made people question the liberalism, and this is more the part of the 1929 crisis, the crazy 20 years that people was consuming a lot, was buying many things, was trying to have the American way of life. The First World War, that the United States was intact, was preserved, and Europe was destroyed. The United States borrowed money to Europe to reconstruct himself. Had the crisis that have the hyperproduction, the financial market, and the New Deal that the Franklin Delano Roosevelt had the intervention of the state, they spend the public estates, the regulation of the financial market, and they recognize of the tribalists direct. Then this was the crisis. The government, the people, was spending too much money, was buying many things, was having many greed. This created a crisis. Then the government of United States needed to make many policies to bring back the economic growth and stop the crisis. With regulations on the financial market, with public spends, and giving direct for the employers. This is the 1929 crisis, and the part of the totalitarianism and the Second World War II. I want to stay talking too much because I needed to sleep. Then had the Nazism and the Fascism that we know that was one of the worst things that humanity ever had. The torture, the things that the Nazis made was very horrible, awful. The Nazis and the fascisms was very totalitarian. They don't give liberties to the people. They controlled everything. They killed many Jews. Then the chiefs of the Nazism was the Adolf Hitler, the Goebbels, the Goebbels, and I only remember these two. And the fascism was the Benito Mussolini. The Nazis had very deep program advertisements that manipulated the people to think what they wanted to think. They manipulated the average, the entire population to think that the Nazis was the good guys and the other guys was the bad guys, with the advertisements and punishing bad behaviors. Bad behaviors in the view of the Nazis. Then had the Auschwitz that was one of the worst things that humanity ever had, with the gas camps that you sent Jews to stay in these gas cameras and die. Was very awful. I was listening a podcast about Adolf Hitler to study for assignments that I will do and for this test also. And Adolf Hitler wasn't a horrible person, a horrible guy. Like he was a horrible guy, he was a terrible man, but he wasn't the monster himself, the badding person. He don't born the evil. He don't born the creature that we ever had. He born a normal guy in a normal family that had problems. He his dad fought with him. He had many problems, but a normal childhood, like nothing that the normal population already have. And he grew and became one of the evilest, one of the baddest guys that we ever had, making things that we can't thought that would be possible. And he was a normal guy that ate, that took showers, that did normal things with average childhood, average life. Then we can be in the presence of many Hitlers, of many people that would do horrible things, and we don't know, because the environment shapes you. You can born normal, you can born average, but the environment can makes you different. The environment can change you. You can become different along your life. You can become other person. We can live with people with many years, like we entire life, and in the future these people can become other people, can become different, can do things that we can't imagine. We can be in the presence of many people that would do things more horrible, more awful than what he did. And we don't know, because these people don't have the opportunity to do it. This part of the video was more serious, more deep, but this is what I understood about this topic. I have other things that I know, but I won't talk too much. I can make other videos about it. I needed to sleep, to do my things. I hope you liked it. Thank you for your attention. Bye.